you gotta come here and try this dish.
Are you ready to houseboat?
Prince of the Bear, today we're heading to Disney Springs. It's time to return to
the Boathouse.
Yes, it's somebody's house, not my house, not her house, but we're here to investigate one way or the other. Because remember, she's vegan. I'm not. I don't want to float away.
Time to foodie and chill.
The more Boathouse has housed, the more it has stayed the same. You have these delicious Parker rolls, buttery to the point of being absolute mush sponges of stuff, and then they include extra butter in case your arteries are still free flowing after the first bite. It's still nothing vegan bread-wise. So, none for the princess. More for me. This baby boy is wet. Wet, wet. Like a dip in the bay wet. I was trying to hate on these because obviously I bemoan the fact that Princess is having it available, but honey butter is a weakness of mine. And these are like honey butter top and then you get more butter on the side. You don't need any additional butter. But it's available for those of you who like living on the wild side. It's good bread, but only if you like your bread like barely cooked and almost soggy. You know what I mean? 3.75 out of 5 plus. I would not brag about this. So this is the fantastical, the phantasmic, the Boathouse unique whipped edamame. Now we tried to order whipped edamame vegan because honestly, we had absolutely no idea what to expect. We thought it was just going to be some sort of edamame with some sort of whipped topping on it that we can maybe omit. This is literally an edamame puree with some spiced chili on top, some radishes in there for color. There's some peppers hiding in this cave underneath these sesame seed sort of like chips for you to dip it in. They give a little spoon. I was expecting a portion size maybe, I don't know, a third of this size, because I worry about the state of appetizers. Appetizers nowadays are like so personal. Not as many made to be shared anymore. This is a shareable portion. This is almost a meal. If only it was vegan. Sadly enough. But I'm excited because this is new, unique, and it's pretty. It's prettier than Duck Duck Razz. I have absolutely no idea how this massive thing is constructed, but it bites sort of like a sesame seed based chicharron. Think like a pork skin, but made out of sesame seeds, sesame seed flavor. It's like airy and light and that same sort of crunch you would get. The edamame is, I thought it was gonna be like mild to bland. It's actually got a little bit of seasoning to it. It's not spicy, anything that I can say. I would even give it a 0.5 out of 10 on the spice scale. And it's also not sweet. It's just got a nice, like mild, savory nature that goes well with the sesame seeds. Honestly, this is a very good shareable portion. I'm only sorry that I can't share with the princess. If you come here, I actually suggest you get this. Would I say you come here just for this? Jury's still out on that. Maybe I'll say that for the outro, but this is a good dish. 4 out of 5 plus.
This is the newest vegan option available at the Boathouse. You can still get the pasta that we have reviewed here before. You can still get those incredible tacos that we have reviewed here before. But now we're getting this cauliflower. All you have to do is remove the sauce and you get this amazing thing. And they give you a Boathouse steak knife for you to enjoy your cauliflower steak with. And I'm always here for a location that is willing to give the vegan the steak knife. So let me go ahead and just slice into this cauliflower. Now I did bring pocket parm, so I'm probably gonna add some to that later. But with all these fixins here, let's just see. I mean, it's mushroom. I'm not a mushroom person, but let's see if I like it. It's actually seasoned really well. The oyster mushrooms, though the consistency is a little weird, they actually add a lot of flavor to the cauliflower. I have pocket parm, so I'm definitely gonna throw that on this, but I don't know if it necessarily needs it, because like, if you're a mushroom person and you take a bite of this with like mushroom in each bite, You literally have nothing. You're not wanting for anything. For me, it's just I want to take bites without the mushroom, so I need like the parm or something to be able to make it a little more palatable. On its own though, like this is a fire dish, especially for a mushroom lover. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 Boathouses, but I still think my favorite Boathouse dish is the vegetable tacos. Those are incredibly flavorful, like beyond comparison to anything else. So definitely get those. This one is a close second. I think if you're a vegetarian, you might like this a little bit more, or if you're in the mood for a cauliflower steak. This is probably like one of the few places at Disney Springs where you could actually get a decent sized cauliflower steak. That's probably one of the bigger ones I've ever had. It speaks for itself, I guess.
Here's the mushroom steak you eat at the end of the days. This is the seared cauliflower steak. I call it a mushroom steak because you know what? It's at least 1/4 mushroom. Looking at this thing. This is a thick boy. This is like a vegan's final meal on death row. Like a comet's about to hit the planet, and this is what you order. This is thicker than some like tomahawks and like ribeyes, like cowboy ribeyes that I've seen in restaurants. This is a big, big boy. And the oyster mushrooms just make it an even like more imposing presence. Now normally there is an almond germala on top, but that sauce is not vegan. It's also served with a cauliflower puree, and then these oyster mushrooms. This is a big one. Like, this is as thick as the X that you stalk on social media. That bite was a surprise, even to me. There's never been a time, even after we came here last time, we got those wonderful off-menu cauliflower or off-menu vegetable tacos that have now become a staple off-menu. Where I thought, you know what, maybe we should tell the vegans to come here. Now you have an on-menu, massive seasoned steak with oyster mushroom. Even before I give my actual rating, this is like, you gotta come here and try this dish. Before I give my rating, our server was nice enough to bring us some Sriracha to eat this with, since we don't get a sauce with it when you modify it. With a dippy dip, with a drippy drip. That isn't your grocery store, sad, gone downhill as far as quality Sriracha that I've been getting for the last 3 or 4 years now, since that massive story with the Sriracha crop. Look it up, Google it, it's very sad. This is delicious. That spice from the Sriracha is just what it needs. Like that sauce, even if you just give like a tiny dip, it ratchets the heat from like a 0 to like a 4 out of 10 on the heat scale, but it somehow amplifies the flavor of both the cauliflower and the mushroom. Delightful. It should come served like this. I have to give this steak a 5 out of 5 paws. Vegans, if you don't run and come here and buy this steak while it's available, cauliflower steak, heavy quotation marks now, I don't ever want to hear you complain that you don't get some significant options ever again. If you don't come support them, they'll just disappear. Come here, tell them vocally that you like this and that you want to see more things like this. Competition is good for everybody. Good for the economy, good for us, good for you. It's a 5 out of 5 clause. Some of the Baron Ceci's list. If you're not coming here and getting this, you're doing your taste buds and most of the vegan community a disservice. I said it. I said it. So you couldn't come to a restaurant called the Boathouse and not partake of something that either crawled or was snatched violently out of the ocean. In this case, I got the Coriander seared yellowfin tuna, which comes with a wasabi mayo, sriracha, and then a soy lime vinaigrette on some blistered Shishito peppers. It may look like a small portion, but these are some thick boys of tuna and a little tuna a long way. Let's get a bit of this tuna by itself, all isolated like. Try that first. I had some doubts about coriander as like the base of the sear. Those doubts washed away with the tide. As for the rest of this, go in for the second bite. Get some of this blistered Shishito pepper. Some of the wasabi mayo, a little bit of sriracha. Because why have one sauce when you can have two? Peppers and tuna. Something about those things that just sort of sing. Like the high wine of like a expensive boat engine that you're not paying for, because the best boat is a boat that somebody else owns. Remember that. But this fish is absolutely delicious. It is just enough seasoning punch, even with its size. It's hitting well above its weight class. The Shishito pepper is like melting like candy in your mouth. The wasabi mayo, it's just spicy enough to pair with the sriracha, so they're not like enhancing the spice to be more than you can taste. I'd say the spice sits at like a 5 out of 10 on the spice scale, but together they get this merriment of seasonings and flavor that with the coriander sear, I would give this 4.75 out of 5 claws. I have probably talked more shade about the Boathouse than most people, but honestly, it may be time to come back. Maybe not for the duck at Razz. I will continue to throw shade at that. But for everything else, it's worth a visit.
This is the modified red potato side. Instead of the herbs butter, they do oil and salt and pepper. Now I did bring the pocket parm, so I will be throwing on this later, but I just wanted to try it for you guys as is and not taint you with the pocket parm, which is going to be amazing. It just tastes like your regular potato. There's really nothing to write home about this. It's definitely going to be better with pocket parm, but as is, I'm going to give it like a 2.5 out of 5 potatoes. It's just, you know, your average halved potato.
Potatoes. Because apparently boiling, mashing them, and sticking them in the stew is not the Boathouse way. You get mini red potatoes, sliced in half, peppered and salted. Honestly, probably better this way. The princess says, or did say rather, but they're nothing special. And while I tend to agree, they're not super unique, I appreciate the basics. The potato is roasted perfectly. No random hard bits in the middle, cooked perfectly all the way through that when you bite into it, dissolves in the mouth. Perfect amount of salt and pepper, not overly salted like flicking a salt lick, and not too much pepper that it's replacing what would be spice. I like what I like. 3.25 out of 5 claws.
The Duck Razz. Used to have to modify it because it was an egg white foam, but now it's a feet foam. So it's completely vegan as is. And I have spilled so many drops on the table now that I'm abusing alcohol. If I were to drink mini golf water, this is what I would imagine it tastes like. But don't do that. Please do not drink mini golf water. I give it a 4 out of 5 Duck Razz. I wish I hadn't spilled so many drops on the table.
To the Duck Razz faithfuls, the fandom, the borderline cult, you love your drink. I just have one thing to say, yeah, basic. I want better for you. I know that I'm sort of making fun of you in this conversation, but I want you to want better for yourself. There are much better drinks in Disney Springs than Duck Razz. The only thing special about the Duck Razz is the fact that there's a literal duck floating in it. You can do better. I know, it looks good in photos. It's funny when you and your friends take photos of it together, but you have the Agave Maria at Frontera. You have the apple cider old fashioned or whiskey sour at Polite Pig. There are much better beverages for you to consume than this thing. An interesting choice would be the Duck Razz beer they used to have. Probably still have, didn't look, didn't check.
They do.
But we're here, we drink what the people want. So, you know, I'm gonna kiss the duck. As I proceed to make a mess. Tasty beverage, do not try to pick it up. Definitely take some sips at the table first because you will spill it all over their beautiful white tablecloths. I hope it doesn't stain. It is a blue raspberry amalgamous cocktail. It's blue raspberry. That's basically it. It's tasty, it's good, it's in a martini glass. There's literally a duck floating in it. You get to take the duck home with you. That might be worth something to you. To me, it's a slightly above average cocktail. It's probably gonna rot your gut later. I give it 3.5 out of 5 plus.
Holiday old fashioned. I feel like Bear has been having all the old fashions, and this one is vegan. The Wild Turkey 101. Not all wild turkey is vegan. Make sure you look it up ahead of time. Oh, I had a whole piece of rosemary in that one. But other than that, it's like a nice cranberry. I don't know if it's the most like holiday feeling old fashioned, but it's definitely giving me some vibes. I would give it 3 out of 5 bats. It's a holiday season, kind of.
Yeah. A nice holiday old-fashioned. Words of the wise for not just Disney, but obviously every third-party bar on this property. It's a big property. I understand it's the holidays, but you can make other drinks other than old-fashioned. We're barely into the holidays. We're not even to Thanksgiving yet. And I think I've already had 3 holiday old fashions. I get it. It's a classy cocktail. And it is classy. But too much class, and then everybody can have it. It's not classy anymore. It's just normal. It's not special. You know? Ooh, that smells like your grandmother's house. During Christmas. Not that I would know. I haven't been to your grandmother's house for Christmas. We should go to your grandmother's house for Christmas. I'm talking to the princess now, not you guys. But if you want to invite me to your grandmother's house, I love grandmothers. I will happily come. I'll probably get in trouble with your grandfather, but either way. You know? I hate on wild turkey. It's Wild Turkey 101 and cranberry in here with 2 minutes. And then obviously the rosemary and the cranberries. Me and Wild Turkey, we know each other, you know? We have a long history together from, you know, legal drinking age adult till now. Legal drinking age adult to now. But we're not buddies. Like, we see each other at parties like, hey, I know you. Hey, I know you. But, like, we don't hang out in the same circles. I would never send Wild Turkey a Christmas card. Wild Turkey has done some wild things to me. I'm going to blame Wild Turkey for all those wild things. But this is actually a fairly good and smooth cocktail. And out of Wild Turkey 101, I was not expecting that. It has a reputation for being as wild as turkey, but this is rather drinkable. I give it 4 out of 5 plus. We got housed.
I want to say the last like couple times that we've been to the Boathouse, they've been way more vegan friendly than the past.
Yes. They definitely come up.
I would say out of, I think we've done 5 reviews here, only 2 have been great. And we did brunch and that was not good either. So maybe we need to redo brunch too.
Well, when I stack it against the other boat-themed restaurants here at Disney Springs, it's looking like this is the place you gotta choose.
I mean, they win by a milestone because paddlefish is terrible.
I was just gonna throw the shade. She said it. Blame her this time.
It is.
But these options have stepped up, and honestly, vegans, I beg you, I implore you, vegetarians, come try this cauliflower steak. Let them know that you actually like this.
Or get those tacos, because those tacos are freaking fire.
Yes. But given what you've seen, is it time to return to Boathouse? Or have you been a Boathouse faithful all along? Let us know in the comments below. Now, if there's anything else you say to do, that will also be a place to find us. Hit that notification bell to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, I don't know, Bear might eat himself into the Disney Springs. Maybe we'll never see Melissa and Edna again.
That's a random plug, but no. Yeah, don't do that.
The ears are courtesy Melissa and Edna, so that's why I made the comment.
Fair enough. You're the girl.